questions I ask. Can you do it yourself, or?
These are getting so rare now. I'm really reluctant to
desolder.
That's what he said also.
I'm like, I'm not going to learn to solder on this thing.
Exactly.
But I actually have Ed Snyder's
specifically
address in my eBay account. Because I literally bought this and had it sent straight to Minnesota. And he did the composite mod
near the end
and the VGA mod. So the composite allows me to get the audio out.
All the way to 93.
But there's newer versions of CoCo
And I wanted a very late production.
Have a flying lead because it doesn't require you to have a composite mod for the audio out. And he's not increasing the price of flying lead, he's just adding that in there.
Lived its life in a box.
I actually was thinking about getting that just
there's a number engraved on the bottom of it. It's like a control number.
Because he says
I had to recognize it was a little,
like $5, whatever.
A little off, but
that
it was
just
funny
like one
because,
tap
like I
solder.
said, I guarantee this was like a spare or something like that.
No desolder
required in a box is how it did, you know. Because when I got it, there wasn't a speck of dust in it.
Okay, cool.
But you're talking about the CoCo Pi. Have you seen this one here?
Now, is this a VGA output that's
affecting? I've been watching the evolution.
It's a daughter board.
That one's
the
not
RAM here.
Getting
There's two different ones made. There's one that actually takes a whole card on its own.
This
And
one's
I
not.
took that one out because I wanted the slot back, but I'm
CoCo Chip project, smaller, it uses the nano.
Gives you the
Yeah, this
no
is
light you got one on there?
This one here you're seeing right
I call it a resto mod, you know, because I mounted all of the stuff in the board for the
Okay.
accelerator and all the other stuff in there.
Both of these look at the same monitor here.
That's awesome.
But
Yeah, I needed to eat. I was
it's a neat
dying.
little thing. Need to upgrade. I need to update the.
So they gave us a
Much heavier.
bottle of computer of Pepsi.
I actually had to go digging to
Yeah, I was gonna say,
pull
there's
this
cups.
out.
I just don't know how long they've been there, so I give them a quick rinse before you use them.
Do you have a CoCo too?
Actually, I have
I've
another one
got
that's
several
right
CoCo
on.
I'll just have to like my daughter bought them, didn't want them,
a
so
couple of CoCo trees, and I just got my first CoCo one.
no, help yourself.
It's dirty and
Which
awful.
keyboard is it?
I live the chicken condos here.
We were building
No,
these
it's
things.
the newer one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't live here that time.
I had one CoCo one.
So let's see what we got here.
HAL
2013.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Cooper's setup here. We got some apples.
Yeah,
We got a mist and
it
a
had to have been one of the
Yeah, I'm sure they
later
I brought it all down.
CoCo ones, because it has the older
ones on the
keyboard, the
door.
newer keyboard and 16K.
This is
You seen these yet?
Michael Brandt's setup.
I mentioned it because this is the Dragon MC.
Before Frank's Roost was even
This is
a
an
thing.
SEC light device.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
But what it does is
I
it's
lived
real unplugged.
across the street over there for 5 years.
But it also
And then we
allows
finally
you to
decided,
gas
we finally found one here.
Okay.
So you can
that we
come
wanted.
with a Dragon or CoCo.
And so we bought the one here.
You can.
But we've always wanted
Do a
to
lot
be here
more.
since we moved up here to Altamonte
Yeah,
Springs.
Come from originally.
Oh, well,
Not my SEC.
born in Miami, I lived there until I was like 20. Then I went to
But
St. Louis,
I
I was there for like,
the manual.
I don't know, 10 or 13 years. And then other than that, I was in pop for a couple years and then we're here.
I grew up in
And this is one of my mail.
Oh, okay.
Recently.
Coral Springs.
This thing is not
A
cheap.
little more north of me. Mine was south of
Got
Miami.
$3 from Canada.
Right behind Dadeland.
Is there
Got
an
in, huh?
Yeah,
I left
this is the
one
harder
year
to get.
Yeah.
is there an image on that on the archive?
Not yet.
Please.
Well, it's
I'm
no,
waiting for the
cars
market
come
to
out
my house to
from
come back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was two of these on Amazon. One was like $3, one was $300.
Which one did you buy?
The $3.
Right?
And Neil Blanchard's the one sent me the link. I was talking to Neil about it.
Yeah.
He goes
But what we ended up
about
doing
Carlos scanning it.
was
And
we
he goes,
put the house back
hold on a
together as
second.
we should.
And he sent me a link
And then
to Amazon. I was like, dude, I had to buy it from Amazon.ca.
All of these that got
okay.
flooded.
And so it cost me $10 total with shit.
Right,
We
that's
just
not bad.
I'm like,
Yeah, that's worth it.
And it's actually a
machine
cool
was
little
floating
book. I
in the
just started
water.
reading it.
We're not buying
Like a
another one of
textbook.
those. You know?
I've got most of the assembly books that came out at
So that's what enables
that,
us to move towards a
assembly
and flat out.
activates
first
of
house.
course
It's
was
like
the first
first
language
spice.
I learned.
So.
This one here actually I got it was printed out with somebody else. But I just got
each
it back.
person anyhow, so it didn't matter to me that I was. You know, some people are like, oh, I need to be near the water. I'm like,
Growing up down there, that's all you
Print
did.
this out.
Yeah, this location is good.
Oh, that's right.
It's a little confusing when you first come
I
in.
know,
You
trying
see
to get there.
two buildings with not the number you were
Not-
before.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I call it Cooper.
Probably have that.
when we moved to New York, my brother moved up to New Mexico.
What is this?
This is just a
That, I guess Cooper is the second. What's the device called? The Mist?
Oh, okay.
I think it's a little bit. I mean, like a lot of different
But I
names.
just like this when I'm reading stuff.
You boot
call them all.
Also,
with
one thing
the
I'll-
SD card.
So I told my brother, I said, I'm living the life. I'm living like mine. Home and pop up. I got a condo. It's like living in the water. You go up and you
lay down.
Yeah.
go in, you know, you go through the gate, there's a lobby, there's a whole 9 yards.
His Apple II. I don't know how my webcam's gonna pick this up.
Hey Jeff,
I'm gonna try to look out in here. Yeah, his Apple II is
9999.
Get the physical book.
Um,
Get the real book.
Again, I don't know how long I can get my webcam to look at it.
That'll get
You
you.
familiar with MSXs as well?
But
Exactly.
all it
Come
is,
right through there and
these
you're
are
right
Z-
here.
you
So
got
do
a
you need the
clear
hand
top,
truck or you got
but
anything with
There's
you?
some cards in here that have like LED lighting on and stuff. It's just really cool. It's got some
Okay.
mods on the case.
All right.
It adjusts
But it's got
acceleration speed.
And it's got cell built on it. That's what the SEC stands for.
Okay.
Yeah.
SEC points.
Yeah, Chris owes me a,
And the case
What
looks.
kind of
so
basic
Yeah,
machines.
he said it.
That keyboard's for him.
They're mainly Japan and
This
South
stuff is-
America.
Yeah.
The GS and the joysticks for Scott when he shows up.
So
Did
you're
not work out
mainly
very well.
down there.
Yeah, I haven't.
I have it in the car. You
Here
can have yours
Actually,
but
has the CoCo joystick control. So we tried to let it.
Michael Brandt. I think we have too many Tandy computers here. We need to fix that. Yeah,
I was gonna bring more, I'm just kidding.
well, he does have his MSX
I'll
running.
be right back, Jeff's
I
up.
have my Commodore 28 and my Commodore 64 in the car.
Yeah.
Now, I turned on the Commodore 64 a few months ago and it was working. And I think I may have blown the VIC chip because it doesn't
Oops.
have any video anymore. But the 128 I haven't turned on since the 8. So we're
Wow.
Well,
So
which one is that?
128, the Commodore.
Oh, the 128.
Yeah. And I've been just have not had time to do anything on it. Like I said, I tried to retrobite the case and it turned out marbled.
You're starting to look like Cloud9 over here.
that's why I don't mess with you.
All your stuff. As far as my
I'll
cord's
take it
gonna
all
reach.
Hey,
Yeah, I figured.
I didn't know how many other CoCo people were going to be here, so I figured I'd bring stuff to show off.
Yeah.
Michael Brandt's not looking like
It
a
looks
little mini
kinda cool.
Cloud9. He's got one of every type of card ever made.
But,
for
um,
CoCo.
I haven't touched
The
my-
cumulonimbus,
500? Because I had all the parts separate.
And that's the CoCo VGA
So
booting
the
up into
keyboard's
the
got some yellow
Amber
in,
mode, huh?
but the case
Yes.
really doesn't. You see,
you can change colors. And
Look at you,
And
scan
far
line,
away, or at least in the pictures, it looks
inverting your text.
Because the keyboard's yellow,
Mmm,
Elizabeth's white.
I like the
Look at
white
all
text,
these
I like
keys
the
off
white.
and all that.
and then you're back to your standard, you know.
If they're all evenly yellow, then yeah.
That output is so
It's all
deep.
even.
And this here is Jim Brain's RS-232 prototype. Shout out to Retro Innovations.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's hard to see the laptop's 10 miles away from us. So. There you go.
It has, if I'm not mistaken, 4 different addresses it can be used at, and unlike the standard RS-232.
Maybe I should move the camera back so we can get a wide shot of
I also
that.
have a Amiga 2000, but decided not to bring it because it's, again, I haven't turned it on since the 90s and it's kind of bulky.
What do we got here? This is Cooper's setup. There's
My little
John
corner
T.
thing.
Robb's.
Yeah.
There's, can I get everything in one shot?
Should be able to.
Can you see who's viewing?
Nobody's, I'd have to switch over to another page. I think there was 10 people watching or something like that.
I think my mother might be one of them.
Your mother, hi Mom.
Hey,
Have to keep the language family friendly.
Yeah.
depends on what kind of family.
All right.
It says there's 10 people watching. Hello everybody. We haven't started the meeting yet, technically. We're just kind of here,
Yep.
shooting the breeze.
And Chris just pulled up and Jeff's here. so
We'll
you-
eventually
In Farlow?
start something. Need a hand?
Nope, I just gotta let
You guys got it?
one in and then I gotta go help Chris with the hand truck.
Ah, man, that pizza's good, huh?
Pizza, Steve.
I was starving. I didn't do it for you, I did it for me.
I didn't go to sleep till like
You're the benefactor of my
o'clock in the
story.
morning.
Thank you for not slapping my hands when
I
I
got
got
off work midnight. I was starting to pack my car up.
My life.
I bet now, no, I probably should have got 3. I wasn't sure how many people.
Oh man, I missed the pizza?
Nope. There's still some over here.
Ah, Dungeons of Daggerah. Only one slice of
Nice.
buffalo chicken left. That was really good. Some midnight grab.
Yeah, I just ran through real quick and grabbed
the Atari
a representative sample. I grabbed an old game, Dungeons of Daggerah, and a new game, Bomb Squad,
Yeah?
and my SDC.
And this is running on a CoCo. You have,
It's a CoCo 3
and how are you doing the output on this?
composite. I didn't. I've got the RGB and everything all hooked up to my other CoCo 3, and I didn't want to pull all that apart.
Oh, it's already 800.
That's the big brother of this one.
Oh wow!
This here.
That is a long time.
Proprietary connector over here. But that also has MIDI
Actually,
and stereo audio.
my first was the
So,
400 with
You can have the regular audio go this way, if you have the stereo, or the audio go the same next to
Yeah, I remember it.
or your modern DAW.
This doesn't look that bad.
for composite. Yeah.
And your CoCo 3 composite's not so bad.
Oh,
The TV's probably compensating for thinking videos,
Probably,
video
yeah.
stabilization. Is
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
you
is
can
what
see it
makes
in
it,
the text a little bit.
that's what makes it different than the other MSIs.
I love that sound.
Yeah.
That retro 80s.
Although this one here is a bit more of a pain to hook up in the US.
Yeah, we didn't have a sound
Have
chip, so
composite?
everything was done through.
This is RGB only.
Audio conversion, so all sound had to be.
This one
made by
does
the
have
CPU,
composite or RGB. So
which
that's
is
why
more
I don't
impressive.
want to connect it. I need to get
Especially when it
the
sounds like it's
cable
running in the
working that way.
background.
That's the CoCo 3 FPGA. Oh yeah.
I had
Yeah, I
a
always wanna.
couple of programs I remember I played with back in the day that
I was like fascinated by them.
actually simulated polyphonic.
So I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Use it.
I need to find out.
Really good to use it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but there's a lot going on in the CoCo hardware world right now. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
This is a
Wow.
what's called the PSG.
I'm no longer starving.
This is what's called the CoCo PSG. It's got a I forget what chip's in the PSG.
I think it's the Yamaha.
There's a Yamaha sound chip in here that also allows for joysticks to be used. So audio out, so you can have separate audio out. It also has 512K of SRAM and ROM on there, so you can actually put game mode, whatever you do the thing. And that's a recent product. This here. Designed by a guy in the UK. So that's why my CoCo 3 came out. Because the Dragon never had a CoCo 3 comparable machine.
Phil.
So you guys know who just got here, we are.
The Dragon was the UK clone of the CoCo. And they run a little bit, they have slightly different features. They're very, very compatible. Just when it gets to the CoCo 3 level, that's where they lose out. Because they don't have certain things. They have
Yeah,
a truckload for it.
They're
working on it. Somebody else. It's not like it's electronically compatible with CoCo 3, it's just software wise. But
I guess down there if you need me.
there was a deluxe mouse.
Steve has another small table if you need it. How much space do you need?
This here's a homebrew three-way joystick account.
Okay. Are you alright down the end here?
So the old modified high-res adapter. High-res joystick adapter. So it'll have finer detail.
grab a 1702.
Yeah, I didn't have anything
These are
new this year.
This is
I've
this
got
controller.
yes.
The controller could actually be modified to use high-density drives. This one got another tube, so you can actually use it. You can use it on a CoCo 3.
Like he learned how to taste.
He's pretty talented.
He's using it for an art decision.
He's like me, he likes to piddle with it.
It has audio and stuff in it as well.
His first one,
It essentially
sold it. He told me, well, I was like, all right.
has this cartridge
Yeah.
built into that cartridge.
When somebody,
Stereo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it's
yeah, I want to see the lid on yours.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's over there. Oh my God.
That's freaking cool.
Well,
That's usually the thing.
I mean, it looks like exactly what it should have.
This one, when they did the laser recording, they got a little over to the right. And of course, that's the first thing Javier picked on. He was like, it's not centered. I was like, come on. And then when they did the second one, they actually did it right. I was like, I don't really care. It's not that perfect.
Yeah, oh yeah.
but it's dragging compatible.
Got the fast chip
Little
too.
switch down, switch drag it
Look in
with
there and see the goodies
recommend
underneath.
motor packs.
Yeah, and you get the CFMA 3000, you can switch the disc and do all
Right,
that
yeah.
other stuff. Yeah.
And then more fun control.
I was kind of hoping it showed up, and if you're desperate for one, let me know. I'll
Working
one.
Oh yeah, yeah, no worries, man. Yeah.
Should I grab that other table I got? It's a small one.
Drive wire.
We might want to, because I think
To your
that,
I got
Windows,
it.
Linux, Mac, whatever, whatever PC flavor you have, you can do that, and it allows you to use that as a virtual drive. But it also allows for some networking functions and video
joystick.
functions.
Yeah.
Can we use one of these?
But
Yeah,
the
okay, so-
CoCo 2 and 1,
Maybe this.
their serial port is built in here.
Wait,
Somebody else can have that.
Right?
Whole strip.
It's slower
Yeah, this
than
is
1 and
stuff
2
that's great for me.
than
I never.
look, I had to educate myself too. I just wanted to play the games on it, but I still needed to educate myself something like that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's-
the mist, it does the
two drive
my
wires.
CPU's falling off.
But these are no longer
the
made,
texture.
obviously. However,
Yeah.
this here is a modern version of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to hearing about.
But it can be addressed in 4 different ways.
And so basically it just
Instead of
completely emulates
one
it,
address,
and you get
You
1200.
can say 4 of these. if you
That's
really wanted
insane.
Yeah, it's pretty
And,
wild, so.
You know, technically 3, so you have to have something to have the ROM in there. And you could have them, running different ways. Or you could just have one additional piece and different addresses.
Oh, yeah, it's,
And is it just went off the compact flash
They can be,
as well? Is that-
Depending on how
This
you
one's an
have
SD
it
card.
set up.
Oh, SD card,
Yeah.
nice, okay.
Because you can copy from one to the next,
See
or whatever you want.
That's awesome.
Because I don't have.
and I'm actually really it will do the apples, it'll do all the 8 bits,
theoretically,
most of the 16 bits.
You can only move.
I only have it set up for because that's all I bought it for.
Yeah, sure.
But,
Yeah.
Once you're booted,
and what I like is it uses the
the
real
computer can
joystick.
access it. Also,
As long as
Use a
they're-
real mouse,
as long
I
as
don't,
the
I
devices
use a
don't have
wireless.
Right, yeah, you
I
just
just,
throw it in there.
memory addresses.
You don't have to pay.
Which is why
I
this
can't
is the.
believe how much the
I mean,
TGS keyboards are going up.
Oh, the thing is,
John is the one looking for.
every so often you'll watch one pop up with somebody put a mouse and keyboard and it'll be like $20.
Right.
And
But that's like once a year. Other than that, they're like $75, $80.
Well, that one keyboard went over 100 for the default price.
some people
Plus
use their
shipping, and I was
coders
like,
for
holy
music
smokes, man!
and MIDI
You know,
features.
too bad you don't have a time machine. Just go back in
Yeah.
time in a warehouse.
Oh, well, it's like that joystick that I got, that stuff the other
yeah,
day, it popped
yeah,
up on there
jack.
from the guy.
It
He
doesn't have
had a
jack
group of
sound
mice
chip.
also, and I was
That's
tempted
where
to buy it, but the thing is I didn't know
gadget
really what was
comes
going,
in.
whether this was
Or-
real, legitimate, what I was going to
This
get. So I
one
said,
comes
you
in,
know
Game
what,
Master
for the $35, I'll
This
gamble
one
that on the
is
Right.
joystick.
a bit of a
Yeah.
different
And it was going to be like
project.
25 for the mice.
This
So I was
is-
like, well,
this is
the
John
mice, I'm not
Linden.
desperate for them.
John Linden.
But I should,
and
in
this
retrospect, I
is
should have done it because he had 4 of the regular Apple II ones, which sell for $40 a piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he had 2 GS
You know,
ones,
this was
which,
more of a
yeah, they don't sell for a
self-contained,
big bucks,
but
but
you're
nonetheless,
able to-
if I'd have gave them away, I'd have been happy.
all in one product.
But so
This
anyhow,
one's more of a-
I grabbed the deal,
Paddle
and
art
I was after the paddles,
Games with
the
some
original
other
Oh,
paddles.
yeah, that's right. I remember seeing your post.
But when I messaged the guy, I was like, hey, look, you know,
That's where
we
that-
got this, and you said, you put them out here, it's
this
pick
game-
one.
this
How
here
about I
Right.
just pick them all and pay
This is a
for it, and
game
I'll pay
that
the shipping?
John
Yeah.
Linden did.
The guy was a bit of a
It's a
doofus. It took a
CoCo
little
2.
bit to get him
It's
to
a more
catch on to what I was saying.
This is a
But once he
graphic.
did, he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So
Yeah.
I got them all cheap, and I only wanted the one. So I sent Tony the other paddles, the TG paddles, because I was like, do you have these? He's like, I don't have that set. You know how he is. He wants one of everything. I don't have that set. But I was like, okay, they're yours.
Like
Okay,
out here.
yeah, yeah.
Is out here.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you see that box he showed where he's got a box
This is the
full?
original like high-res adapter. That's
And I sent the
not
picture to
modified.
Javier about the others.
Because
I
what
was
it
like,
does, you
hey,
turn
are
on
you
and off.
interested in these?
So, because certain
And
things.
he's like, well,
you don't
yeah,
have
what do you
high-res
want?
features,
And I was like,
certain
look,
things to do, so
you
turn
paid me
them
the $35 I got into it.
Yeah.
You give me
Over
one of those
here,
box of the games that you
but
make.
it's one of
It cost him
them.
like
These are
another
all-
35.
Right.
And he's got a
all the
cable
bags
for
are
14. So we'll call, you give me
Every
35
one of
and
them is
the other
like-
2 things, and we call it square. We got a deal. Done.
Yeah,
So and then you said you
But
wanted that one.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I knew that one was absolutely gorgeous. So it was
This
like,
one-
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
beautiful.
Yeah, let it go with my
You
either my
put,
2E
like-
platinum or
Yeah.
the. You
And
know,
so I was like,
GS.
yep. And you said you wanted it. He's like, I said, Scott wants
Ron in
dibs
there,
on that one. He's like,
but
no
it's a
problem.
CoCo Flash.
Because
Yeah,
the other
so-
one is the
But 8 eggs
beige,
on there.
and
Yeah.
Really kind of.
it's not as pretty.
Yeah,
But then he
not
wanted
bad
the
thing,
Kingston,
getting
the
$20
great
on it,
big
you
Kingston
wanna
one. He was
run
like,
by
why do
throw that
you
in there.
want this?
You
I was like,
probably didn't have it.
Without a multi.
I don't know.
He's probably like, oh, I don't have that
Yeah,
one.
because he
Nice
likes
one,
certain
right?
ones. Like every so often I'll send him
Don't have
things. He's like,
one.
I don't like those.
Yeah.
You throw something like this in
Well, I
there.
even sent him.
Actually,
One
the
guy
PSG
makes
and HDB DOS on
that
as well.
custom game
I
card.
have
You
seen
can mount to
something burn.
anything.
Right.
And I said, hey, you ever thought about, hacking something together?
Driveway,
He
yeah.
goes, that's crap.
And
And
actually,
I'm like, well,
Well, it's like,
the guy that likes
oh,
to customize
and
everything,
he's so
right?
funny
But,
because
yeah.
he like hates.
hardware.
Have you ever seen that 8-bit guy on YouTube?
Yeah,
Javier hates that
He's
guy.
a retro bright.
Yeah, because he's like, the way he retro, that's not how you do it. And here's the thing, the way he does it is very similar to where he wraps it in plastic. I do too. Now, and Javier hates that.
Right, yeah, for whatever reason.
Well, and I do know this because if you don't babysit it, it will streak. So you have to go out, like I literally go out and I massage it, then I go back in and say, hey Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I go do whatever I'm doing, and in 30 minutes I go back out, I massage it, I rotate it, and I come back in and do the same thing over about a 4-hour period. So 8 times I go do it. But I find that it keeps it much quicker because if you don't wrap it, I found it works. But I found that like halfway through I need to wash it off, I need to reapply,
Yeah.
okay, and then go again.
Yeah, you can't just, walk away.
No,
and call it
it's
a day.
definitely a situation. Now the liquid, if you do the liquid like a keyboard and it's submerged, you can pretty much walk away.
No,
Right.
But it was just so funny when he was, how he hates the guy. And look, the guy screws stuff up, and he'll admit he screws it up, which is okay.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this didn't come out. Yeah, I watch that. Well, and you know, every time, without fail, every 3 months, there's some guy in there that's like, hey, the retro right, and then I just feel Javier, his brain exploding.
He needs to make a definitive video. That's what he needs to do.
Like Chris Morrison that has the YouTube channel.
This here.
What is it?
Look at here, you can see like
he did a video at CoCo.
You'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so they actually did one. So I posted it a couple times, you know, and it's got Javier in it.
Right.
You know, they're at K-Fest together. He's like, let me show you how to actually do the retro.
See, that's what he needs to do. He needs to do a definitive one that shows exactly what he uses and the whole 9 yards. Because like, I use the clear liquid. Anything I can put in a bag or I can submerge, I use the clear liquid. Well, now I use the paste. And Javier hates the paste.
Yeah, hates it. Yeah, that's salon care, whatever. Yeah.
And I use that. And it works perfect. But again, you've got, if you're not going to babysit it, don't use it.
Yeah, and I even use the stuff that's less strong. I
don't buy the 40, I buy the 30.
Well, my well system, I get 5-gallon buckets. It's got a hydrogen peroxide generator, and it injects. You know, so I get 5-gallon buckets of half the strength of the 40. And I've used it. I've used it.
8%.
Yeah.
The 40's 12.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And so I've used it before. And if the sun's out and it's good, I mean, it doesn't burn as much. But again, you got to make sure you babysit it.
Like I started with the 40, and it was funny because I'd always burn the tips of my. It doesn't hurt. I don't even smell it because I'm old. A lot of people are like, oh, it smells. I'm like, I don't even smell it. But I did notice it would whiten the tips of my fingers every time. But I've gone to the 30 because I've just found it's more forgiving. It's not as fast.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if I had something that was real, like one of these ones that looks like it was in an ashtray, I'd probably use the 40. But
well, yeah, because it always worries me, you know, like with the labels and stuff, and that's why I went with the half strength.
Right.
Not only because I've got it in my garage, it's 5-gallon buckets.
See, now I have to tape one, either I try to remove the badges, or I tape the labels up. Now, like this, if you can't.
Right. Yeah.
But like, for instance, all the others, if I can't remove them, I tape them over with the blue tape. Now, I noticed afterwards, after 4 hours, that tape's like, just rolls off of it. Did Chris get in? Okay. So, but yeah, other than that,
I think we had, hey Steve, how many did we have last year?
Yeah, this is
70?
awesome.
Yeah, we had a good showing, and unfortunately, guys from South Florida didn't go that kind of way because I was really okay one year and the other, and they bailed on me.
We came down there one time, you know, it's like, hey man,
I understand they had things to do, but
I did the full lap just to do it,
I know, you're
Oh man, this weekend it's funny, you know, my wife, she only has to travel like 3 times a year.
Right.
And so she's on the west coast of California. Every time she does, some catastrophe.
This is actually
like my kid gets sick, you know, like like you know, there's always something. And this week, like right before she's about to leave, my kid starts having a fever, and she's like, here it goes. 2.5 years old. Yeah.
Well, get this. Mine got her license.
The problem is that
yours is too. She got a fever. You give her an aspirin, you watch her. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mine last night goes, I got my license today. I want to go to my friend's house and sleep tonight.
the game part that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went in and my wife put her on the insurance and she went on her way today.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right, you win.
I win for today.
You win.
What you need? Oh yeah, there's some drinks in the fridge.
Yeah, man. That's a.
Oh, it was just funny because she did that. And I'm kind of like, look, it's going to happen. She'll Vinced on the phone so she can see exactly.
Yeah, where are you going, just in case?
And of course, what did she say first? Originally she was like, yeah, I'm going, because her friend lives just across the street.
Exactly.
Go down
I can't remember where this was.
across 426.
I can't remember where it was.
And then my friend gets like, oh, can we stop by Taco Bell? I'm like, oh God, and it begins. And I literally told her, I said, look, you go to Taco Bell, you're not going to the drive-thru. You go in, you eat, you finish eating, and then you get back in the car. So I don't feel you're ready for all that. She's been driving for a year. She's pretty good, but she still doesn't have that sense like other idiots.
Oh, well, let me tell you, I saw
like, this is Altamonte. They're dumber than dirt.
Oh man, I saw them on the way over. Yeah. Oh, they're just like that in Tampa. Tampa too. I can promise you that.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I've got the parts for the Mustang. So we'll have to spend time one of these days.
Certainly.
They're all in the trunk of it. So I'll show you.
Yeah, I wonder if it needs, because I was gonna ask you if it needs a special socket. When I did the lower control arm.
Now these guys, watch the videos these guys doing. It's a
Yeah.
fucking joke.
Is it?
No, it's a joke. Like you take these two out, you hold the brake up here, and it's like slide in, and put the bolts.
Because I put a lower control arm. Remember the picture I did on the lower control arm of mine? My Lincoln has the air springs.
Right.
And so they were going in, there's something leaking. Anytime it would get below like 65, it would pump up. And then it got to 70 degrees, and I was like, they're done. So ordered new. The air springs.
You actually got new air springs?
Yeah.
There's actually a version
Kits where you just put
Yeah,
shocks
you
in.
know, because I like, I mean, when the system's working for that big ramp,
Well, the guy.
it doesn't matter if I'm towing something.
Oh,
I've got
yes,
8
yes.
people in
You
the
got
car,
like
yeah.
800 pounds in the back of the car, and it goes.
And it's perfect, yeah. So I was like, yeah, so I guess they're so easy to take out. When they're deflated, you just like take out the 2 bolts. Well, and I wasn't paying attention. So clink, and I hear this clink, 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 clink. And I think it was a washer. And then I look down, and one of the ears, there's 2 ears that the bolt goes through, holes in the lower air spring in. One of the ears had been shattered and broken and just came off. That thing was only staying put by 1 ear on the lower. I don't know how long it was like that.
Follow CoCo, I
I
think,
was
was
like,
like,
holy
this one
shit.
here, Evan
You know,
Bright,
that
with
whole
John
thing
Linden,
could have collapsed on as I'm driving.
Yeah, see, hers still tracks fine. It does everything fine. The only thing that makes me think the ball joints are bad is because we changed brand new rotors on it, 14-inch Rimbos. You're not heating those things up. The car doesn't have enough weight to heat those things up. And so at a certain thing, it'll get a shimmy, and I'm pretty sure that it's 100,000 miles. I'm pretty sure the ball joints on it are the tie rod in or something. And I said, look, I'm just going to replace it all. I don't care. So I ordered the control arms. I got the lower tie rod ends for it, and I've got new headlights to put on it too. One of them was just one of them, and the thing goes. I was like, son of a bitch.
Done. Yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, you got the upper and lower control arms?
No, just the
lowers?
Yeah, just the lower. They say that the uppers never really go bad.
Yeah, and they're really just there to hold it, you know.
That car sees like 30 miles a week at best, okay?
That's how my
It literally sits in the garage, and that's all there is to
I
it.
dropped my kid off at school 2 miles away.
Now let me tell you, those 30 miles are hard, because if I get in it, it's like, the throttle's only an on-off position. It's like, it's here or it's...
No carbon on those valves, right? Yeah, there's no carbon.
It's matted.
There's no carbon buildup problems. Oh man.
I leave every light sideways, okay? So I told her, I said, once we get to this I'm going to go to get new tires. I said, we're going to do a video. I mean, literally, I'm going to take these things to the belts.
Yeah, as soon as it's you're ready to get rid of them. Oh yeah.
They're going to go in there and they're going to be on the belts.
Right. I've done that in mine before. You're like, all right, got the new ones in. Time to see
The
it.
thing's got, I'll show you, but it's got 14 gears in it, so it's like, light them up, it's like, the first gear's worthless. It's worthless, okay? You like, and it's even so bad, it's so worthless, it'll oscillate on you. Like if you're not careful, you don't really need it. You just gotta either take your foot out of it or give it some. You know,
You gotta push it down with the meter. Oh man.
Gigabytes of
This is great.
Yeah, but the ladies took over here.
Jeez, yeah.
Fucking guys.
Well, glad I'm at least so we can have another. Yeah.
computers doing
Who'd have thought?
is actually
Run upstairs and get a 2X, you know. So.
I mean, the thing is, here's the thing is, they also, they both like,
Yeah.
it's like,
He's running NSX though.
they have more character.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. I mean, that's what I was hoping I'd see some stuff that. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in using this.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, even if they don't
I was
break,
the
they're
same way
really
because
fixed.
I got my because I want to play games, and I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
I could this $200 and I'm plugging into
part of the
VGA
CoCo
and I'm
right
using
now
a real joystick.
is
This is the
giving
bomb, you know. So
It's a video.
all the games are preloaded on the car.
It's
It's
you.
like let's
But
do
there's
this.
this guy
Yeah, you don't
that made some of the stuff over here. The VGA adapter for that one.
Oh,
It's working on it, giving me
where's the computer? Yeah, oh no.
So
And I have
that's done.
I only have
We
one
can
desk, and I rotate what I set up on that for my display desk.
Yeah.
on one of these.
It kind of has been living there lately.
Yeah, well, and the cool thing is, I'm thinking you can probably figure out a way to strap mount it.
Well, this desk has a hidden thing for the wire mount. I can just drop it in there. It's really one.
Yeah, and see, that would be
It runs on a USB drive. A wall. That's what fucking wall. That's it.
Guys out there now.
Reading the traces.
Yes. Didn't know. Allows you to do 5-volt.
Yeah.
You gotta turn
I
it
mean,
off. It's like a brand new computer.
Yeah.
It's actually made by
Oh, the ultimate micro guy?
No, it's
the one guy.
the guy that makes the
Vanilla gear?
vanilla gear.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He worked way back in the Katy factory.
Wow.
Way back in the day.
4004, the 8008, the 8080, and the Z-Logger, Z80.
I hope Doug shows up.
Z80 over here.
Doug,
Z80.
did you see Doug's post on the thing where he
We have
had
a section over here.
the garage
guy
sale?
made
You look at
Cool.
Puerto Rico faggot.
It's like 1976.
Vegan. I call it vegan. I'm not vegan. I actually have orders on for truck pedals. I'm waiting for it to come in.
Nice.
I really want to open my own museum. Stick these on the wall. I'm doing it in like Hong Kong because it's cheaper there. I actually want to do it in St. Augustine. Let me get it set up first to get my grants coming in. Then I'll move over there where it's like 4,000.
Yeah.
500 for parts.
Yeah, because he's sticking around like Facebook and stuff. Maybe I should dip in and
He's the man. Also, it's Chuck Lab. Yeah, $25.
Well, my computer had both of them. My computer had both of them.
yeah, I'm sure you
128. The Commodore 128.
turn around and introduce something.
Z80?
Yeah, the Commodore 128 had both of them.
Yeah, you see, the Z80 is everywhere.
Yep.
A lot of people had that in there. Make them dusty, had them.
Between him and Gary Kildall.
It was like,
Right?
anybody who's building a true retro like that will go crazy.
Is he like the CD-ROM guy?
Gary killed the CPM.
CPM?
Right? You know that I said 65 hours in that ceramic package.
Yeah. That was a sad.
$10 for the whole bin.
Oh, he got it. He got the whole bin.
I went early.
Yeah, no, I
$10.
thought he said he found it.
I think it was still part of the Computer
No,
Chronicles.
he bought, he was on some sale with a thing, and he opened the little drawer thing, and there was a bunch of other chips too, but that particular one was in there, and he got the whole thing for $10.
Unfortunately, though, I have to focus on games.
Oh, there's some great.
Because unless you're our age and you're into computers,
I mean, you
a
gotta
30-year-old
watch
kid
those
isn't going to
things.
care.
I just,
Yeah.
But if on the game systems, there's always something from
like now my new joke is
Atari
it has to
Pong
be
down
out
to
of you know?
virtual reality.
Well, at first I started selling Apple, you know, and I mean, Apple 2GS, and now, you know, it's got a...
It's a Coleco Telstar arcade.
It's like I'm stocking up for Armageddon.
I've
I've got this one.
This one's
Oh yeah, that's what. I mean, I remember when.
I wish it's
they
really
really
going
going pictures. It was great.
They're very rare. So I haven't seen one.
Yeah, 'cause it's all.
It was like my Atari 800. I waited a year to find one that's in a minute.
Yeah, I know. You know what I do?
I have a trick to it.
You got it.
On the, at least on that one. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, you got your fingers to kind of prod and
Oh, this is that near one, right?
And I'm like, oh, sometimes it bucks strange boxers.
Like, you know, like that, but.
I was in my office, but at least, you know,
Oh, that's right. It had the fans.
That's why I freaked out.
if you look it up, it's possibly maybe the first home video system to get something.
I don't remember what it was. I just, you told me the number and I went over there with that cash.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the I like the applied engineering stuff. Did you see the Time Master card?
I did.
Yeah, it is a good card. Yeah, I want to play with it. Oh, sure, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
We were just like checking out the inside.
Yep, it's a Woz, and this one's actually got a fan, you know,
fan.
the original fan on it, which is pretty rare for the 2GSs. You know,
I had one of these.
they were always designed to do that. Like if you look at the original,
Oh yeah, they all have the slots.
the 3D cut sheet, yeah, they never did it. So I mean, for whatever reason, this is, you know, yeah, look up the serial number on it, see when, but this is of course one of the first 10,000 that were made.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
So there's this full strip.
yeah, the Woz package, man, that board looks perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am.
No, he said he was gonna try to stop by today, so he should.
Yeah, I gotta
I
thank you
used
for
to say
that.
that for instance, my CoCo and my meet it.
What else was there?
But not here.
But yeah, when he did that, I was like, okay, you wanted it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember what the number was, but just whatever. Then I just handed him the cash over here.
Yeah. I mean, he just told me, hey, I know you collect these things. I go, oh yeah. He showed me that. I said, oh yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
I want to build a little.
That's 360 cam?
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
that would be 360 cam.
Yeah, but now you need an upgrade. You can't do it.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's
There's
scary.
one I've got.
Telstar gave us, I think, possibly the first computer system with cartridges.
Which one? With cartridges. I don't know which one.
They Telstar
It'll be
arcade.
yours. I'll do it as if it's
No, I've seen the first
This is one nice one.
I don't
is
know.
the Fairchild.
Okay.
Yeah, these.
I have one on my.
So
That's the first one with the cartridge.
So this one had these triangular cartridges that were kind of metallic looking. Yeah, the console was triangular.
Oh, okay, now I know which one you're talking about. It has a gun on one.
Yes,
Yeah, I know which one you're talking
I don't know if you remember.
about.
that.
I've seen it. I haven't seen it in a mint box, but I've seen it. Working order.
Who was that? One of the guys.
So I got my television, I got my
Dude had a lot of
Alright.
6 guesses. And evidently for whatever happened, they kind of blackballed them and they threw them back on there. And I didn't make off.
Go to www.
I just want to ask pretty easy. So I've got some.
He's got a funny, he's going Excel.
Two of them were wrong ones, but one of them was really beat up. And so that's going to be my the board and everything together. I want to do some customizations to it, hide that video board and make a little HDMI for it.
These is pretty easy to do. Load them up in cards. You could easily put it in lid or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hide it up on the top of the
You could
lid.
easily put it up.
Of course, I'm not going to do it to the walls. I mean, this is this one I just want to.
Yeah, and it was relatively clean. I mean, if you could use retropack, I wouldn't do it right now. To tell you the truth. Unless, of course, you're like desperate for
No,
doing it.
I mean this one doesn't. This one doesn't look that yellow.
Only did right here. That's it. Just on the front.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one that I never even ventured on. I just keep on my desk, and it's like I call it the rat rod. It just sits there and
Well,
looks
that's like
nasty.
the funny thing with this is it's almost all in one. So the reality is, if I want to turn it back, I've got another lid. Actually, the real lid is solid, really solid.
Oh yeah.
So basically, it just lives in the bag. So I can turn it back. And it's never been more.
Well, that's what was hilarious when that one guy, I forget that.
Tony sent me another power.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Well, that one guy when you were selling your 2GS, that one guy was like, oh,
It's sold, right?
yeah. Well, that one guy on Facebook was like, oh yeah, why is it go? No, that's a real. Wozniak really signed that.
That's a real was.
That is so street.
Yeah.
I sent 3 off to have done.
It's not just a limited edition.
I had a 2GS I sent off. I had a 2E for this and my 2C Plus. And I have to sign all 3 of those.
They started adding up.
When I told you that I sold from 22, like I said, I just never used it.
I just have the ones that I had when I was a kid. I still have
Is that a CoCo?
30 years ago.
I think if you want to upgrade yourself to the original hardware to try and do something to work on that hardware, that'd be great. But if you want to take it and run with it, that's fine. We actually had a contest.
No, OS2.
Online.
Yeah, actually there is an OS2 on the other end. This is not important. Now we get to the games. There's the Fairchild. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the games.
That was what they originally came with.
This one he's got a 2,
Can't do
that's
a whole lot
a
with
3.
it.
That's an emulator kind of like that one, emulating the 2, which is nifty.
I like that glass.
The fact that that's retro now
See that there? This is the on that too, but this is
64.
86.
This is what my kids grew up with.
Oh, two. CoCo 3.
Then we got the Atari
This is
2600
the
up here.
PS2 keyboard with it.
This is actually
But this here has the
That's a leather They got two, so they had to give up that box.
And one of the regular keyboards on board.
Yeah.
So
Then I got a few more. I got some of the newer stuff on the newer stuff.
you can actually
Right.
see that.
Do they work like the that way? They work like the wireless or not?
I believe that's what they're working on.
Okay.
I have friends with that.
Focus on
Yeah, I
never said the SD cards on there.
I'm going to open it up in my post because the rent.
Now, one of the things that's going on was the RAM is
Start bringing some people in, and then move it over. Once I get grants, take it over to St. Augustine where they have a lot of tourists.
If not, they don't
No,
do a pre-order.
not that I'm aware of.
And MMU.
But, you know, I'm into the. I need to make it a little bit more gamey. You know, I'm not so much into, I mean, I like the games every day, but I'm not into the cartoons.
That was Pokemon Junior.
My mom got one of those for Chris' daughter for her 22nd.
What I really want is good reviews.
CoCo.
I wanted to say, okay, you know, the museum part, the knowledge part is there, but also
I
the
try to explain what's not just the game system.
Hands-on.
It's like programmable.
I think what I'll do is go to
And
my
I was completely convinced that I would not convince
game
her.
moving. Bring them in there, try to do the artsy fartsy part.
Level 1 is only
But I don't know how that will mix with the,
unless you have a move,
you
then you can
know, chop it up.
They can figure it
Looking
out.
back, I realized
But the
that
move is an external card.
that was a lot of money for her back then.
And it's limited to the MMU features. The other board would be more MMU features,
Yeah.
from what I understand, and 2 megs.
So the other OS.
So you could run level 2. But level 2 is actually $285. But you can use RAM discs. So once you go past 2, you can get RAM discs beyond 6. And Paul Barton, back in the day, had 8 meg. He's just coming back to the coverage community, and he's looking at a 64 meg.
Cool.
I knew it sounded familiar to me, man, that's why I asked.
64 megs, man.
Well, it's like
That's a game that
And also, like that FBI there,
Yeah.
there's another guy, I didn't bring, that's one of the features that I bring. He makes a mini FBI, it's 2 slots. But the way it works in CoCo there,
It's hard to get 64.
is some of these, certain things need to be in certain slots. So you can, but the first slot is always slot number 1. The mini one, the second slot has a slider, it can act like a slot 2, 3, or 4 in CoCo. So, and they're a lot smaller, and it'll take a different way. This is the good sideways, they come straight out, it's just 2 slots. Pretty pretty case,
Yeah.
and whatnot. But then the other guy is also working with a precise 4 port that can actually work 8 times. You can get 8 ports or even your 8.
And I didn't know the clock existed until yesterday. And the speed said that he was going to have
They made the little expansion board.
about
Where
where
you already had
I
that
live in
like 2
Altamonte
months, they now made it one little one, and it's all in there.
No, they haven't. There's been some talk of some projects like that, but nothing that's ever been sure.
Did you bring that with you? Did you bring the PE box? Yeah.
You know, PUB is plugged in.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff kind of
Those are the things I
overriding.
think someone can't see. I want it.
This is what scares me. I intentionally, like, you know,
See, this is the MSX multi-side.
Yeah, this is what scares me. It's like I've intentionally just said Apple, it's doing that, and then you start going,
The thing is the CoCo world, there's a lot of games coming in. That's what's really cool about it. Like this game, Farfall, you can't play it on the CoCo 3. But this Farfall game, you know, it's one of the ones that's kind of fun game.
We were talking about those devices, I'm just going to get in where why
Somebody still trying to get it?
16s
Yeah, we showed.
and
That must be
Yeah.
breaking around these.
Right there, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, see, this is what scares me.
We all get this.
This is the VGA output. It's actually VGA.
And we're
That's the way I have a lot of information that we're
And put that in there. It's also got some audio as well.
Okay.
Using a S-video style. Then it goes to video.
So I just gotta.
So this is your ears.
If you're in the game,
this is close.
So,
The high-tech Chicago
earlier ones, basically just
Something in trash, stash,
I mean, it's probably on there.
and if you play something faster,
Right, yeah, speeds up.
like,
Yeah, that was That's the problem. Yeah, just
unless you have round 3.
yeah. Well, one of our guys out there. Yes, he
They're never bothered.
You can make your own, but the quality of these things is awesome. And then they have these SCART to HDMI converters.
I know, I have those. Because for the CoCo 3, there's a guy who RGB start games. And I have SCART. I have SCART. So I need that game.
I wish I could have picked up some real SCART monitors a while ago.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but I was like,
Now everyone's
I don't.
yeah, I know, that's the problem.
See, what I like about this one, here's multi. It'll go down to $50.
Oh, well, yeah. I got 2 of
these brand new. One was $50, the other one I traded it.
So that will go down there.
Now this doesn't need to be, so this is plus 31.
You're right.
But so many people.
Yeah, because CoCo is free, and if you have a pass-through cable, I have the guy that made Star Cable, he also had a pass-through cable. There's an RGB to VGA, so there's no conversion. So you can actually use a CoCo with this monitor, with that cable, just the cable.
It's funny, I actually
Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah. Exactly. That's why I wanted to bring it from. You guys can see how clear it is.
Yeah, I can see the
Especially compared to the, this is
If you look at the composite of the CoCo wireframe, this is about, this is also,
this is actually pretty good.
Right,
that's how you're seeing.
That's
now we can do real time.
With the green screen like that,
It's just kind of so funny to see
a lot of
work and play.
And I've already paid $14.95.
Oh yeah, because the CoCo
About
1
that, I think it'll be 25 for that one and the second one together.
but I actually got the composite of that.
Yeah.
That
I couldn't believe it. I bid on it. I figured
So fair and everything.
yeah, it's open, but yeah, the receipts inside of it from where he bought.
You have
so,
So many people after I educated, I think, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the word vendor.
No, I don't have that one.
100 times,
every so often for fun, I'll actually go into the Apple section. I'll
Yeah,
look at
that
the word
one.
rare, and then like 1,400 items. Just because I want to see what their what dumbasses are putting in
This is
there.
job left here.
Yeah, this is job.
Sold listing. I don't know if you run. Have you ever heard of it? It's the weirdest game.
So,
In fact,
yeah,
I looked up reviews on it.
Reason I
It's like
brought this one up,
you're
in
in
the
the
dial
1400s, but you're on a fast.
That's really, really good.
Yeah, it's just like they mash like two games. They mash two games together. Oh, it's awesome, right?
16.6. Yeah, it's awesome.
And so like the whole game is awesome. Because your Harley Davidson
That's it.
is
Games are
like
unplayable.
out of the
There's
front
one or two
portion,
games
like
you'll
this
play.
way, whatever.
Like I
Yeah,
had this
yeah.
it's really slow.
Also, you have to play.
But if you talk about 1-2, 1-4, it's actually a very nice game. Pretty much everything else is absolutely ridiculous.
Certain things where you have to like jump
It is
just
just
break
very
and make it. And so it's like challenging, and it's also, it was a cool Atari game. Like,
There's a classic right there.
I told Javier, this one costs oh, dude,
I've got originals of that company. I just bought them
you
last
gotta
night.
get Cycle Knight.
No.
Yeah.
There was a guy on Atari. Huh? No.
See, I
Yeah.
don't know. They're not the
Yeah,
that's why.
In this particular case, they were all a bonus. The guy on Atari did a bunch of Amiga stuff. We had 600, and I was like, hey, I'll give you this for the 600 and a couple of little pieces. And I said, no, you had like 300 discs, and I said, look, I only want to do this commercial disc. And he took it and sent me the pictures of them. He's got 80 commercial discs. He's got deluxe ones. Kind of a bonus because I was going to pay
But when you have a group,
$5
that's like the one sort of
600. So I'm like, hey, whatever you send me, I'll take.
Yeah. What Tandy assembling was for.
The only one of those I found in the box is Rocket Ranger. I always just love the cover.
Yeah.
Probably their best. Even better than that.
Mouse control was hard to do.
Because I started this one.
Okay.
So I know comparison. Three Stooges and Rock.
Yeah.
It's
fun. Like I said, the cover art was just like, and I know you appreciate this too, because I see you got a picture of the Iron Maiden things on the wall, so I was like, he's a cover art guy, he'll get it, you know, so. But yeah, I just always love.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang on after this. I'm
People want $100. I pay you $100 for the cover art.
The headband.
Well, what I do with these is when the mist is out on my desk, I actually have a couple of the boxes. Otherwise, it's not
What I have is that's why I actually goes right to it, and I got
yeah, what is it? Rasmiga or whatever the mission.
I got this here because I know the guy that designed. No, I mean this is whole thing. He set me up. Then I had to take this image.
This is the smart now. Before we did that, but I had those 2 months.
Came right up to 1200.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. That's the game.
Oh yeah. That's what this is. Exactly the same thing.
You know anybody describing?
So I should have taken care of people on the board and I still got it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
The
that's
only reason I
just
just
one might have raised, because everything's right in one box.
It's all in one box, and you can use your real joysticks
Or somebody does.
real mouse if you want to.
12.
Configure, shipped, and everything was right next to it.
Upgrade.
From the best Amiga store US. And now this is the one with the mini ports. If you get the one without the mini ports, I think it's like $15 or $20.
Yeah. The thing is, the difference in price.
Why?
I would want to get all the options because I would think myself at some point if I didn't. But I have many.
Yeah, eventually I will. Like I said, probably buy one of the Yamaha ones. I want that maybe 2
Financial challenges here.
I'll eventually buy one.
Have you tried playing a game?
I originally
It's just like it's a disc.
So I tried that on the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, no, your amount of disc and everything.
The next one
I always save it, and then I go, okay, I think it's saved. I go back and play that.
Yeah, no, I've saved it.
Check this out. Oh, on this one here, save states.
None of the parts came in time, so it's like, yeah.
On the color computer, on this one here. And so you press that button, it'll bring a little menu on the bottom of it, on the screen. Do that, and then it creates a little menu on the card to allow you to do that. But it also will create 2 different menus. If you're using a Dragon and a CoCo between the 2, take it out one Dragon. It's got Dragon and a CoCo.
So that's, you could do that with this one too. I think it's like the
Get up and
or something.
Yeah, I've had to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how you can just save your files.
It's like when you
just drop your file and something like that. So.
Might have to look into one of those.
Yeah, definitely some space consideration.
And I'm generally not a emulation guy. I like.
But see, FPGAs to me they're hardware emulation.
Right.
So once you get the hardware emulation correct, the software part should be fine.
Right. The only reason I even run WinUAE at all is to make compact flash to boot these. Okay. Other than that, I make that and I go, okay, that's done, and then I go over and then I actually work on the real hardware from that point on.
You know, and that's why like the CoCo FPGA stuff is, you know, I think taking off as well because people are wanting something that's still faster than your Pi. Because I have a Raspberry Pi. Somebody made a CoCo Pi 3 image that was basically stripped down from the RetroPie stuff.
Because they have no
But they
limits,
never,
because I can't run,
they never.
lagging out, I can't run Dreamcast or PlayStation 1.
Yeah. See, I don't even have all that stuff. Like, all I do is have the CoCo on mine.
Hey.
Because well, this one guy, his name was Ron Klein, he took and made a specific CoCo Pi 3
That's that ambience exact same way where it's nearly perfect with the exception of you're not using real joysticks, but you can if you want to do the pinouts.
Well, there's actually somebody that made a adapter where you put the Pi 3 in your CoCo case and then connect the keyboard into it by USB.
I don't know if you ever saw the Amiga 1200s. They made the reproduction cases. In that, they're the same thing. They've got the mounts for a Pi if you want to put a Pi in it instead, and the Mist. You can put either one.
Yeah. Well, there was somebody really that was talking about making GoPro cases, And I specifically said, if you're going to do that, you should want to put mounts in there for various other things as well. That way it's at least multi-purpose.
Then what they did, look it up, it's like the A1200.org or something like that. And they made the case, they made it 6 different colors.
I knew they did that. I didn't know about the mount points though. That makes sense.
And they made keycaps, so you, like, let's say you chose the blue, you could actually get blue keycaps. You can get, they had one that was striped, they had all kinds of stuff.
The biggest thing that we need for CoCo in the CoCo world is the Bible.
Okay.
Because
the Amigas you can still find them. They say they're new old stock, whether they are or not.
Yeah. That's the biggest problem is the keyboards.
Are they HDs or regular double sized? No, whole, right. Because even the stuff I get from the Amiga store are actually HDs. They have I mean, they work on 3.5, that's not much of a problem. You can't do that on 5 1/4. The media is actually...
When was that made? What's the serial number on that?
Still got $100 of those.
Oh, I've got tons of stuff. Because recently I want to get a BC that I want to be collection. We split it, and I got a lot of stuff.
Was it awesome?
You know where you want to be in, and that's what we'll do.
Okay. I don't know if you ratings let me see where the lighting looks best.
Nowhere in here. Nowhere in here. That's the one thing that stinks about the lighting.
I think it just needs a socket.
Alright, so what is
I see you again.
I know, I don't know soldering the...
Yeah, that's why, yeah.
I mean, I guess anywhere is fine. We just gotta get some... Anywhere is fine, so...
Pretty much what, right over here, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is the audio still good over there, too?
Yeah, and I'll bring the
Oh, that's why we got an external mic, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They're 78, 79.
Yeah, but still.
I think they're both, what, version 3?
Yeah.
Underneath the CPU.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, everybody, Steve wants to live stream this. He wants to basically do an introduction for everybody, so I just want to let everybody know, so think about what you want to say to the internet and Steve's followers. So you let me know when we're ready, Steve.
Well, maybe if the person's standing here, that way everybody else can see them too, I guess, so maybe I'll move the camera over here. Michael Brandt, let me just use you as my model. Okay, there's Michael Brandt. Alright, so yeah, where Michael Brandt is probably fine.
Okay.
And then I'll just move the microphone over here.
Alright, I can be heard.
Well, I think people are going to hear you anyways, but yeah.
Probably.
You want to go first, Mike?
Sure, why not? I'm already here.
Alright.
So what do you want to know?
Hold on. Let me get my other camera going too. Let me get a handheld of this. How do you guys usually do your introductions to your meetings? Like this?
Well, I don't normally run them. Normally David does that, but basically we just introduce ourselves and then we basically talk about what we brought today. And I guess you can do that one kind of in a separate because you wanted to walk around to the unit. So yeah, I guess just basically introduce yourself, where you're from, and how long you've been doing this, and just whatever information you want to share.
Right.
I'm Mike, and I'm from Leesburg, about an hour away. And I've been in the retro hobby for about a couple years now. About, I guess, 3 years collecting, and just found this group recently, so first time here.
What systems did you use back in the day?
CoCo 2, 64K with 1 disk drive and a DMP 110 printer.
Oh, okay. And what systems do you have in your collection now?
Way too many to count. But mainly CoCo stuff.
What is your favorite system?
Still the CoCo 2 with the 64K.
And what is your dream system that you don't already have?
Dream system. That's an interesting question there. Would be kind of neat to have some of those Brazilian clones.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But yeah.
Can we turn that down a little tiny bit, the Defender? Cool. Michael Brandt, thank you.
No problem.
All right, FBI, if you've been looking for him, he's here.
Hi, John Robbs. I've been playing with the CoCos since, I believe, '82, and I still have some of the original one that I had in high school, and I just about 3 years ago started collecting again, and found out about the CoCo Fest in Chicago every year and started going to that. and watching Steve's presentations every week, and he mentioned that he was coming up to my neighborhood. I'm right across the street here, so looking forward to getting to know some of you guys better. I brought a CoCo 3 with me today.
Cool. And what else do you own now besides CoCo's?
I actually have, in addition to the CoCo 3, I've got a couple other 3s, 2s. I just got a very dirty 1 that I need to clean up.
Okay.
And a retro. I'd like to get one of Roger Taylor's CoCo on a chip.
Oh, the LKC. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get those confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
CoCo on a chip. Cool.
But I had friends that were into the Apple and Atari and Commodores, but that was never my thing. I was a Radio Shack guy.
What if you could have any dream system? What would that be?
Retro related?
Yeah. Or, I guess
the Roger Taylor
Okay.
CoCo on a chip.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Next.
Who's our next volunteer?
Okay.
Our host.
Yeah.
The host with the most.
I don't know about that part, but anyhow, my name's Cooper. I guess I'm the host of the Central Florida one here, and let's see, I collect apples mainly, and now Amigas, unfortunately. I say unfortunately only because, not because I don't like them, I love them, but it's another cost factor now. So I brought with me an Apple and an Amiga today, and well, I guess we'll show those in a bit. You want to go with your questions?
So you right now, what you were originally an Apple guy, that's what you started with?
Correct.
Okay. And now you own Apples and Amigas?
Correct.
And what's your dream system that you don't have now?
Oh,
What's the unicorn that you...
no, I own it.
You own it? Okay. Lucky you.
Which one is that?
Any one of the ones I own, because they're all so highly customized that they are my system. They're yeah. So
That's cool. What's your favorite system?
still probably the Apple, only because of the customization.
Yeah.
Which Apple?
The 2E Platinum.
Platinum.
Got to be the Platinum.
Cool.
Got to have that Platinum.
Now, do you
color.
own any Tandy products?
Only the tiny little handheld one. What was it? The 100 or whatever it was called.
Okay, which was basically a calculator. Right?
It was a glorified calculator that I could program in BASIC.
Yeah.
So that was the
okay,
other
that's cool.
So, all right, who's next?
We won't hold that against you.
My name's Scott.
Hey, Scott.
I guess it's a support group for all of us that collect names talking about that. My favorite system is the Apple IIgs I grew up with. That was the first system I had.
Nice.
And got into recollecting it. Unfortunately, it was sold in a garage sale, but my parents, about 15 years ago, and I've always regretted it ever since. I don't know, got back into it about a year and a half, 2 years ago, picked up more 2GS systems than I care to admit or want to admit on that, but still my favorite system. Kind of interested in the other systems. I've been very closed-minded on purpose, not to try to get another addiction to that as well.
Yeah.
But in the Apple world, I've got 2 Apple IIes, a couple 2Cs, and of course more 2GSs than I'm going to say on video.
And you like it?
Yeah, love it. Yeah. In fact, I didn't even bring a system today, but I knew I was going to pick one up that I purchased from a member in the group, so taking another one home to round out the collection.
For somebody like me, I don't own anything Apple.
Yeah.
I have limited space. If I was going to get one Apple product.
And this is the perfect lead into that, because that's why the 2GS to me is one of my favorite systems. It's 16-bit, but it's pretty much backwards compatible with all Apple II systems, software. And of course, you still have the expandability of all the slots and everything, all the fun things you can do to it. If you're familiar with the CFFA 3000 card, it actually runs the best in an Apple IIgs just because of the menu options and things you can do with it. So I'm pretty much a 2GS homer.
How can you still get these? Are these fairly common, fairly obtainable?
You know what's funny is I'm glad I decided to finally pull the trigger when I did.
Okay.
Because in the last, I'd say 2 years, the prices of them have started to really skyrocket. So if you were thinking about getting one, I probably would say to do it now. In the last 6 months, a keyboard for a 2GS, the original keyboard, has gone from about $20 to now they're selling for over $100 on eBay.
Wow. What's an average eBay listing go from on a working GS system?
For a complete system with the monitor, the problem is shipping kills you, but it's probably about $500.
Wow.
For everything. Now, if you're
Okay.
talking about just the CPU, you're probably picking one up. The CPU itself for about $100.
Okay.
100,
That's reasonable.
150 for a good
That's
working
reasonable.
system. Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Then of course the add-ons, additional RAM,
Right.
memory, and whatever
Yeah.
else you're going to do to it. But for just the base CPU, good working model, probably about $100
Okay. Cool.
plus shipping.
Cool. Thanks. And you're gonna be nothing to demo today on that though.
Oh no! Other than that, this
Okay.
is just one of the reason I wanted this one is this is one of the first 10,000 made.
Okay.
And so it's actually it's
got
got
Waz's
signature silk screened on the front, and
That's cool.
it's one of the ones I wanted for my little shrine of
Very cool.
fame.
Thank you.
Yeah, shrine. Yeah.
Who's our next victim?
So.
Okay, my name's Jeff Ney. I'm from Palm Coast. I'm a vintage computer collector. I have the Apple II original, the Commodore 64 or Commodore PET, the original TRS-80, the Atari 800, the 400, the IBM 5150. Basically, I'm going to start my own museum.
Okay.
I'm going to be focusing on game systems because unless you're, computer crazy people like the people around here, my 30-year-old nephew's not going to want to, do anything with that. But if you start with game systems from the Odyssey to Atari Pong to every system down to virtual reality, then everybody will be attracted to it.
Right.
Of course, I'm again more into the computers. You just check it out at www.theageofgaming.com.
Theageofgaming.com.
Right, and there's a video there, and you can see all the systems that I
Okay.
have.
And what is your favorite?
What's my dream?
Or what's your favorite system of the systems you
Right now
have?
that I have the Apple IIs, the original Apple IIs that I have.
And what do you not? What would be the crown jewel of your museum?
That would be an Altair 8800.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. And so this is a physical museum people can come visit, or is it?
I'm getting ready to start it in Palm Coast. I want to get it all set up, and then after a year I can start getting grants.
Okay.
Then I want to move it to St. Augustine where they have a lot of tourists, a lot of new people coming in. But the rent there is like $4,000 a month for a small place.
Okay.
So I want to get it right first, then move it over there.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Who's next?
Who's our next victim?
Chris, are you up? Chris, you're up.
I
volunteered him.
Voluntold, hey. It's your turn.
I'm Chris Shilliday. I'm from St. Augustine, Florida. And I brought a TI-99-4 beige today. I got to clarify that it's the beige model.
Which came first? Which came first? Was beige newer or later?
The silver, the aluminum style metal case. So I'd have to say my dream system would be the TI-99-8.
Okay.
Which is pretty much unheard of. I think a few people have some of them. Or a Geneve. I'd like to have a Geneve. So I brought the TI with a nano PEB hooked up and final ROM. And I'm working on getting a final ROM. So.
Okay. And these are things I'm not familiar with yet, but I want to become. When I get ready to, I'll start picking your brain on that.
Well, I just bought a CoCo 3, so I'm going to be picking your brain.
Okay.
So, I've been sneaking into the Skype sessions with you guys, asking all these questions that you guys.
And you've got like, what do you have? A Model 4 too, or something like that?
Yeah, I'm a big TRS-80.
Okay.
We'll call it business computer. I guess they weren't technically all business computers, but Model 3, Model 4, 4P, 4D. And I was this close to picking up a 6000 today, Model 16, and his price was he wasn't coming off.
I used to have one of those. I wish I'd kept it.
I was this close, and he wasn't coming off $1,500. So
do you listen to the Trash Talkers podcast?
I don't.
Okay, they got a podcast. Peter Satinsky and Ian Maverick and Peter Bartlett. They've got a podcast. TRS-80 Trash Talkers.
I've seen one. I haven't seen it live, but I've seen a.
But it's just a podcast. You just listen to it.
Yep.
I think they did a couple of live streams too. Yeah.
I just picked up one of the Mies devices from Peter Bartlett.
Okay.
And it's fantastic so far. But
Yeah.
I've got a lot to explore with it. But great device.
And what would be your dream system?
TI-99
P99A.
originally.
Right.
When I was a kid, I wanted an Atari 2600. Mom couldn't afford one, so she went with a TI-99 on sale, and that was the beginning of my computer history. So, you know, you always tend to gravitate back to what you had first.
Yeah, your first love.
It's the TI-99 4A, although it's stubborn to do anything with.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Who's our next volunteer? What's that?
I said you can still go.
Well, hi, I'm Tom Burnell. I live in Kissimmee, so stone's throw away. I'm a Commodore guy.
Commodore.
Yes, sir. I started with the Commodore 128. That's my first computer. I still have it. It's in the car. Unfortunately, retro by accident, turned it marbled, but whatever. And you know, had Commodore 128, had the 64C, had the Amiga 2000. I still have all of those. And there's several states of refurbishment. And if I were to have a dream machine, it would be a 4000T Amiga.
4000T.
The tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think that's it for the volunteers.
Volunteers? Another brand and put up the Amiga.
But no, they were.
Okay. We got it. Yeah, this microphone is really sensitive, so it's picking up everything.
Okay. So you want us to do a walk around now?
Yeah, we can do that. All right, it's gonna be. I'm gonna do the best I can with this. Wonder if I can plug an extension into an extension.
No, it took 2 days. Oh, but by the first day, there was like a handful of like 10 or 15 because they actually somebody posted 10 or 15 left.
Holy smokes, yeah. Because I was on the side. I mean, I literally, when you like texted me, I'm driving, the whole thing. I'm like, honey, pull off the side of the road. What the hell are you doing?
And the thing is, I had been clicking every day and I got out and I clicked and they were there.
Yeah.
I always wanted 18 months.
I grabbed the ones you wanted.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
it.
that.
Oh, no big deal at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have one, but I just wanted a small just to have it.
That's me.
But I got all the stuff.
Yeah,
Once for stuff, it's like,
all right, I'm gonna
sure. I'm holding for Scott. That's good, Walt. I'm glad I'm picking this up so she isn't like going.
no, you're not the only one that has to deal with this crap.
Oh, no.
You're gonna lose the camera in just a second. I'm gonna try to plug an extension into an extension.
Right, yeah. I mean, I got the parties where I'm always home. Cars and computers, you know where I am. Like, she walked in after I because one of them has an Echo card with the actual box too.
Oh, really? Okay.
I
have an Echo 2 I got in a deal because it's the one that actually has some sound on it.
Yeah.
Kind of make my sound.
So I have the staff of those we hire. She like walked in.
I'll take you before you go. I want to take you upstairs.
Yeah.
You heard John pick up my box.
Well, that's a good. I mean, it's a good way.
Where are we going to begin our tour? We begin the tour in the Apple II.
I guess, yeah.
Apple II section.
There's the
Work our way around. Yeah, get your cords. Good. Okay. You got that pretty much all the way around.
All right. Expert should.
John, can you move for 1 second? I need to see what the
Should we get an expert explain on this?
I don't know about the expert part, but I'll do my best.
So I think it's going to be impossible to try to control the noise in the room.
Yeah, probably.
We're going to just do the best we can with what we have then.
All right. You want me to hold the mic? Does that
I don't know if it matters. The mic's going to hear you.
Okay.
So I'll leave the mic right here, I guess. But yeah, unfortunately, we're going to hear everything that's going on in here.
As long as you're okay with it.
Well, it is what it is. You know? Let me get my hand right here.
That's why you need the people coming in that are new all the time.
If I could just kindly ask you, because I want to do a table go through each person's table while I'm doing that. If we can, I know this is a free country. My microphone is so sensitive. It just gnags everybody out. So, all right.
Alrighty.
So we're ready, Coop.
All right. Well, let's see. I brought my Apple IIe Platinum. This particular one is, in my view, highly modified. You asked me about my dream machine. This would be close to one of them. Basically, I completely modded it with a clear top. The accelerator controls on the front. The CFFA controls are on the front. Some readouts for the power supply and so forth inside. So you'll see at the moment it's running the choplifter at its normal rate, and if we go to max rate, you get absolutely ridiculous. So that's 16 megahertz.
16 megahertz.
And then back to the normal one. So.
Wow.
And then the disc controller that's in this will control both the 3.5 and the 5.25.
Okay.
The next up is the Amiga. Well, this is a MIST. This is an FPGA emulator. It's not the real hardware, but it emulates a Amiga 1200 perfectly, right down to saving disk, formatting disk, the whole 9 yards. The beauty is it's this tiny box is the whole thing, wireless mouse and keyboard, but you can use a real joystick or a real mouse. It has MIDI ports on the side if you want to use the MIDI functions, and I just have a set of cheap little speakers connected. VGA output, which is also nice because you don't have to do with any conversions.
All right.
Last one I brought is my Amiga 600. Basically, it's a stock to look at, but it does have an accelerator board, booting from a compact flash, max memory of 128 megabytes. That's right,
wow.
128 megabytes.
Even on an Amiga, huh?
On an Amiga, yep,
Wow.
which is max for that one.
Wow.
And this is a UK model. It is technically PAL, but being that you're outputting to VGA through an Indivision scan doubler, it doesn't really matter that it's the PAL. So that's what I brought today.
That's cool. All right.
All right, Mike, you're up.
Cloud 10, do you want to show off your collection here? Michael Branch representing, I don't know what I can see on the camera right now, Mike. Okay, I see Farfall. I see both your screens. They're not zoomed in, but we see them.
All right.
So you might need to hold things up if you want us to know what you're talking about.
Well, I brought my CoCo 2, which has the VGA modification that was Brendan Donaghy and Ed Snyder's contraption that they recently released at Tandy Assembly. So it gives a nice clear picture on your CoCo here. Just showing Farfall to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like clear and whatnot. So I brought my multi-pack with me and Dragon MMC to kind of show people what this can do and loading CAS files, and it's a great add-on for your CoCo 2, CoCo 1, or your Dragon. Next to this over here, I have displayed on the screen the CoCo 3 FPGA. Just kind of show people what that can do as well. And then also on this screen I had, sharing it, was the Yamaha CX7M. And what's cool about the CX7M and the CX5M is, if you see here, it has stereo audio out, MIDI in and out, and it has a proprietary keyboard connector that allows you to connect a musical keyboard such as this to the computer, because these are called music computers. They have lots of accessories for them that are sound related, like this one here, by Technobytes out of Brazil. It's a music FM sound card. There's a lot of stuff that works with these. They have an Ethernet card that you can get from Technobytes as well.
This is all new technology, right?
The Technobyte stuff is new technology here.
Okay.
They have high-density floppy controllers as well, to allow you to do that kind of stuff. Some of the more retro hardware is a MIDI controller called MIDI Saurus. These were popular in South America and Japan. Yamaha made lots of cartridges for them. MIDI recorders, FM voicing programs. They were heavy into the music realm, these computers. So people use it for tracking music, stuff like that, and music production. So they're kind of an interesting machine. And then it's booting off of a Mega Flash ROM SCC Plus SD card. So it's a kind of like the CoCo STC for the CoCo people, but it actually has sound on board.
Okay. Which of ours doesn't have.
That is correct.
Well, we've talked about it.
And we'll leave it at that.
That's a shout out to Nick Morinth.
Frankenstein.
I guess I should show off my setup. Huh? You want to work that for me, John? Sure. All right, so
Very nice.
behind the curtain here. Hello, everybody. My name is Steve. I'm originally from Miami. I didn't do my introduction. My first computer was a Tandy Color Computer. What I brought for you today is a Color Computer 3. And if nobody's seen the inside of Color Computer 3, this one's got a convenient convertible. And so this one has a 512K upgrade, RAM upgrade, which this is an old school one. It's actually still using SIM chips. They're now using like SD RAM, and so they have different types of upgrades. This also has an upgraded CPU. This is using the Hitachi upgraded CPU, which is the 6309, which is a better version of the Motorola 6809. It has more features, etc. But so this is the inside of CoCo 3. So this is. This was a typically fully loaded CoCo 3, 512K RAM with the Hitachi 6309.
That's the thing, like this.
The cartridge that I'm having inside here is called the CoCo STC. It's an SD card floppy disk emulator. So you can mount floppy images or hard drive images and boot them and run them. I have a bunch of stuff on here, so if you guys want to see what new CoCo games look like, there are lots of them. I've got them all loaded up on my SD card. I also brought just some samples of how software is being distributed now for the Color Computer. So we actually have new cartridges. This one's on an injection molded plastic cartridge, brand new cartridge. We have some custom ones that were 3D printed that are cartridges. We have software that's being distributed on an SD card, which then can plug right into our SD floppy emulator. Nick Morinth from Australia distributed his latest game on a CD-ROM, but it has a disk image on here that you can just transfer to an emulator or a real computer. And he actually put his whole software catalog on here, so he was selling this for $25. This is a brand new commercial quality arcade game that just came out, All-Star Pilot. Another way to distribute software is this is from Canada. Bruce Moore created a text-based role-playing game. Rather than selling a game, he sold the strategy guide. So you can actually buy the strategy guide. It's kind of like an old Dungeons and Dragons, like Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide. This tells you how to play the game, and it gives you the link to download the disc image. And he even created a soundtrack for it. You can download an MP3 and just play it on a loop while you're playing the game. It's very ambient. So this is pretty much a fully loaded CoCo 3. I've got lots of games if anybody wants to see it. One of the things that got me into knowing what these like retro communities were, which I didn't know existed, was I started doing stuff on YouTube. So this is like a little running slideshow. I started doing color computer videos on YouTube to relive my childhood, and that's when I was kind of discovered by the CoCo community, and I started going to CoCo Fest. I've been 2 years in a row doing CoCo Fest this year for my 3rd year. I discovered there was a podcast for the Color Computer. I discovered there was this book here. This is the history of the Color Computer. It's a cool book here. So I discovered that there are people who still use these things today, which a couple years ago I didn't even realize. So that was kind of new. So I started doing YouTube. We now have a weekly live talk show about the Color Computer. We do every Saturday. It's called CoCoTALK, which is why I'm live streaming. Oh, look at that. I have a shirt. And we even have merchandise. Right? So we got coffee mugs, things like that. So I brought samples of this. I actually, a lot of my videos too, I would do once a year. I do a special edition DVD of my YouTube videos for CoCo Fest. This was for 2 years ago. This is for last year. I'll do a new one for this year, so I created these little special edition things. This also, the cool thing about this one, you're looking at this on a flat panel TV, and I've got an RGB to S video mod on this. So the CoCo 3 was the only unit that had RGB out. It's analog RGB, and so this guy Ed Snyder, who makes a lot of our hardware, made this prototype, and it's RGB to S video, and the picture is perfectly clear. We don't get any artifacting on this at all. So if I look at black and white, it's truly black and white. So it's like perfect. And I needed this because now that I record my videos, I record in real hardware. So I can capture this, and it comes through perfectly clear. So that's my presentation. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Camera back there.
Thank you, John T.
All right. Well, I didn't have a lot of prep time, so I just snatched up whatever I had lying around. I was going to bring my CoCo Pi, but Didn't get out the door with it.
I can't see what the laptop sees. Okay, it looks like I can kind of see your hand.
But I did bring one of my CoCo 3s. Yeah. And I got this dagger off of there. I've got one of,
I have no problem.
I believe it's Mark Marlette's
rock solid deal.
CoCo VGA conversion devices at home. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see on the camera there, but you guys can see that when you boot up, this is just the original composite output that came with the CoCo 3. You can see it's far inferior to the S-video conversion or the VGA conversion that we have now on some of the newer devices. And
Dungeons of Daggereth would be in the Hall of Fame of color computer games.
yeah, so that's an original game from back in the 80s. This is a newer game that just came out last year.
That was yesterday.
John Strong has made it as a cartridge and printed up the software, and we got to who printed up the box.
That is Tim Lindner. These are reproductions of the cases that are cards. This is an actual reproduction of the original Tandy case, but it's actually better quality stock and laser cutting and all that. So it's like a modern, upgraded version of the original template. And these are like some of the ones.
And these are some other boxes that Tim made as well. Different publisher.
Yeah.
But these are some also recent games that came out. Flooded by Evan Wright.
Yeah.
And Follow CoCo. It's kind of like a Simon Says game, but they were all done.
These are all John Linville's brand here.
Linville's brand.
Yeah.
But Evan Wright's the one that coded this game here.
CoCo Fest is so fun, and it gets bigger every year because there's new hardware, there's new software, and new people coming into the.
I sent the guy a message.
Yeah, we come out of the woodworks. Yeah, it's like I'm sure you guys all have your Facebook groups you're on too, but like on our Facebook group, once a week, there's somebody new that just fell out of the sky. That's like, hey, I'm just getting back into this. How do I do this? How do I do that? And so every day somebody's trying to discover and catch up, and so it's pretty cool. And then we usually get some of them from the CoCo Fest. Our geek Kevin. Let me see if I can move the camera closer to the webcam. And Michael, can you go over there and look at the laptop and tell me if we can see the Atari screen? Good.
Yeah. You can see it. That's good. Well.
I just brought my Atari 800. This Command, Defender, the world favorites. The 800 is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I was in the Air Force, so everybody had a computer system. They had the Apple II, they had the TRS-80, they had the CoCos, they had everything. So I got to play with every single computer there is. I just didn't own one. So I'm in love with all of them. That's why I've become such a big collector of just everything.
Yeah.
Not everything. Mainly like the first of everything. 1977, you had the Apple II, the Commodore, and the TRS-80 all came out at the same time. So, Atari was still one of my favorites. Playing Mule on the 800, in dorms, forever.
What year? This was announced one year, but released the next year. Was it announced?
79. Oh, 79. This came out in 79.
Okay, but maybe it was announced.
The 2600 came out in 77.
Yeah. Right. Now, did they all have that model? Because I noticed you have 4 joystick ports down there. Was that common for this model? Because I think like on some of these consoles, they stripped down version at some point down.
The 5200 had 4 ports as well. That's basically a 5200.
Yeah. Or 5200 is basically this.
Same thing. Yeah.
Now, I don't have a lot of Atari 8-bit stuff. If somebody wanted to get just a single Atari, what would be the best one to have? Like an XL series, or does it matter?
I don't know. I always go for the first. I get the 800s, the 400s.
Yeah.
I like the 800.
Do they have modern movies for this where you can run into those?
I don't bother modern things. I like originals.
Yeah. Okay.
Just tell me.
Now, what was it? Cartridges was a common platform for those? Now, was that cartridge? Because you say the 52 are all the same. Was the cartridge physically the same?
No, they're not the same kind of cartridges, but the guts were the same.
Okay. That would a shame, huh? Could have just done that. This is on my wish list, so I want a cool Atari 8-bit system.
Try to find one in the mint box. That's really hard. It took me a year to find one.
Yeah. That's cool.
The 400s with the membrane keyboard, can you still find those working?
Yeah. So I mean, the first thing I do is I look and see if there's one for sale. You know what? This is my scratch. So I buy it. It's happening.
What is it asking for? What does the bidding start at?
It would be very reasonable.
Yeah.
Can
somebody verify we can see Chris's TI on the
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
Open up.
I threw together a impromptu display today. I was going to bail on everybody and head to Panama City Beach and pick up a TRS Model 2 mint with the 8-inch disc and it fell through. And one of you guys maybe didn't. Suddenly the seller didn't sell it. So I've lost a 6,000 today in a Model 2 and not bidding it. Last minute I decided to go. Brought my beige TI-99 4A. It's my running home running game machine that I use. The last time we had a meeting, which wasn't broadcast, I brought the full peripheral expansion box and carrying it to the car. I think I'm still hurt from doing it. I have the Nano PEB, which is a nice little replacement for it. Has a compact flash, several disk partitions on it. RS-232 and 32 type, which means big card you want to have is your PEB. If you have the full-size PEB, you want the 32 KB card.
What was the CPU? Was it a Z80 or was it a 6502?
What else?
On the TI? Anybody know what the CPU was? Or was it something custom?
They were actually, believe it or not, 16-bit.
Yeah, I heard it's kind of wonky because the processor was 16-bit, but there's all this blue logic that had to make an interface with everything else. And ended up like being self-defeating.
That was
in the TI, really probably operationally is my favorite computer. But again, it goes back to the nostalgia.
Yeah.
All you can do is to use.
Yeah, the first one.
Appreciate as much as someone I know that you would appreciate more than I. So all about
download
here at this point.
That's a classic that everybody.
Great.
It's almost Doom was
like
big.
native to more of a
Dungeons of Dead North.
Okay.
Yeah.
Copy
It's not.
Okay.
And I remember coming home from school, popping a cartridge in, and clicking play on the cassette and going to make a sandwich and listen to it. Something like a fax machine in the background loading up.
Still was
This
This to me looks a lot like the police over here. And I think there are some similar, because does this use the Falcon F-18 upgrade? So I think the ColecoVision uses a similar upgrade to upgrade its graphics to the F-18.
Yes, there is an F-18A.
Okay. So I think there are some similarities in the graphics chip.
That unfortunately.
F-18, so you have the F-18.
Yeah, they said
The
that
Nano
that's
PEB.
Okay. And I think the Falcon is also what they have in the ColecoVision. So I think some graphics chip or video chip similarities.
And I really don't remember the ColecoVision too much. I had to add them.
That one has a Z80 and I think it has a TI sound chip and possibly a TI graphic chip or
Yeah.
chip or something.
So Steve,
I had
according to the Wikipedia, it's a custom TMS 9900.
Okay, so custom CPU.
Not surprising for TI to make their own.
Right. But their sound chips and sprite chips were used by many other systems. I think, yeah.
And you were mentioning, you guys looked at a demo on some of the modern items you can buy for it. There's quite a few items out. They make multi-carts. This has almost every utility you know.
Okay.
It's got a great terminal program on it. Extended basic 2.7. Just a full menu of utilities, disk manager, everything that you try to collect off eBay when you buy one of these.
Right.
You can buy off cart. Those are pretty readily available. This is the Flash ROM 99, which is cartridgeless.
Right, so that's, we have a clip called the CoCo Flash. So it has all your ROM images on here that you can load from the menu. Yeah.
And that's exactly.
Yeah, hoping everywhere to get one.
He's going to scrub it to me.
Yeah.
That's why he runs Arcade Shopper. He's doing a lot of this. Matter of fact, the final ROM is off of that.
Just did just the same as the 12.
Well, I played part of the Commodore 17 and 2. I know Commodore has one. My TI monitor blew the capsule.
So you gotta admit that, so that F-18's got a really clear output. Are you coming out of the F-18 or are you coming out of the stock?
If it's a diesel, yeah, don't pick it up.
Okay, so you come out of the stock, composite, that's
So it's like
There's
first
F-18A
you know.
version where
Yeah, even if you don't want to keep it, you're gonna use it to.
I had one that day my console. And that's got really good.
Have you got anything you can demo that makes the speech? I'd love to hear a speech on that.
Actually, I was in Parsec.
Does Parsec make, does it talk?
Yeah, sure does. Let me turn it up. Everybody likes to comment that 1702 still has the door, which is not
Yeah.
But actually, it's broken. It's just sitting on there.
I
It's like the
recently,
monitors with the CoCo.
what's the television? I just recently got into television. But I got nothing to put on.
It's between
No
two
software to test it.
Yeah, the
games, that's what.
Apple
I love the old
color RGB controllers are always missing. I have one at the door. Same thing. Door still
You
works.
and Far between.
Yeah.
So this is maybe, you can see there's 9 pages of games that I loaded up for the event today.
Does it auto detect or do you have to like
I
customize?
think that's why the vampires are successful.
Does this auto detect what's on it or do you have to customize?
Sounds familiar, I probably have.
No, it's basically, I take the card, pop it in my laptop, and these are all bin files.
Right.
Yeah. You dump it on it, and it just throws it into a bin for you.
Okay, it does. So I've got that from my
Yeah, it's like, you can't justify sitting there and spending all night.
Pole position.
27.
Most of these
It's cool.
games
It's
that
like
I've got
that.
right now
I just don't have the time.
Okay, so if you had a vertical expansion box, you would have to, you have the cards.
Yeah, I feel like 200 bucks. Yeah.
So, you can't take this.
It's
I've been having some problems, so
it's
it's probably
it's still crazy.
having some problems
Take
with
it to
flash
its
ROM
full
99
conclusion. Now you gotta find ATR decks.
So it's called flash ROM, that's not really when you're flash, when you're from SD.
Right. Minor details. Yeah, minor
SD
details.
ROM.
It has a reset on it, which I find myself having to use more often than not.
Yeah.
And I have Tara's version
Yes,
for the
that's
800.
correct, yeah.
Same setup. I haven't had the same problems with it or with the niche device or any of my other
The old
ones. So I'm not
accelerators
sure.
have that.
It's not even showing up.
Ones have that weird nostalgia about it. Yes. Yeah.
Because they still run just that fast.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's just,
Yeah, that is a clear output. I like that.
And that's stock, right?
Yeah, it is, and I normally run this, I have the TI monitor at home, but if you've ever seen it, it's small, like I believe Jensen or JDC puts more of the security system on
transfer
it.
station.
And it's just too small.
Stuff that
I run it off of
I
an
picked out every old computer cases and stuff.
Great,
I picked out pieces that I could reset them through. Yeah. And so I brought
But I brought this
5 or
one
6
that's
cases
good compromise between quality
in the back of my
and
truck. And I go out.
portability.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What was the color set? 16 on screen
I was
colors?
like, I got a couple
Yeah.
computer cases. I can't
And then
remember.
was there a palette range? Did you have more than 16 to choose?
No.
from?
So here's the thing.
You're going over me on
Clear
that.
that I'm a business. I plead with them.
Parsec.
But she goes, no, don't care, your business can't take me there, you got to leave.
Oh,
It's
sexy.
You know,
That's a sexy voice.
when I was a kid, using the call command to the speech to the side of the call
I
command.
live someplace where it's not.
I
That is the most amazing, source because my favorite part about coming into Apple.
That's really good.
It has a muffled sound,
The
but you
stuff
think
that I found is just
when this was
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The fact that it has gender to it is impressive. Doesn't sound like a silent.
At the time, the TI-99 had dropped in price, getting into price wars with Sony. And
Transmission long.
I think at the time, my mom bought my TI-99 for a with speech synthesizer package.
And so what happens is they give you a code and they
These
turn
things
you
were
on.
over $500 at the time.
And you go, and this is a
That's
place where they
neat.
want you to
I
bring
want
all
one.
your stuff.
And then now you get synthesizer.
But there's
Break out your wallet.
I like that.
so
I think you need to
they're paying
have
someone
larger
at the
room
transfer
then.
station, the police and that.
I know your little
Third job now.
your studio is not very big.
They had me to do
That's awesome.
This was a great game, by the way. It's, if you get beyond
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I had a little bit better reflexes.
about 20 volunteers.
When you get past it, you actually fly through fuel tunnels Very similar to Fort Apocalypse or Chocolate.
That game is such a classic. Yeah, I mean, seriously, that is. I remember playing that with my friends. That is awesome. God, now I want one just for that
I need
game.
a power supply to my TV.
I have some extras. I'll take a look. I do have a full
And I'm thinking to myself, this is a great hustle because I know what
It looks like an Amiga over there.
I think he's talking.
That's awesome.
and they're going to make a fortune out of stuff. And the rest of it.
There's people at home like that too. There's some people in South Florida in the club that couldn't make it, so.
But it's an
Hey,
amazing.
Scott Pope, nice to meet you. Yeah, pleasure, man.
Alright. Got way too many wires going on here now. I think we're going to end the live portion of all this nonsense. Alright. I don't know who's...
And they are the same time when they get all these things, they buy pounds.
That was one of the last persons that said hi. Mark Overholzer said the background audio is overwhelming. The person speaking, yes.
Medium 90 stuff. If you want any old PC crap, they can
Okay.
That's what I'm figuring is which one is like my thought process.
Yeah. Alright guys, we're going to end this now because it's just a little too complicated with the cameras and everything else. But let me see who was out there in the live chat. Dan Loyal was here. Mark Overholzer was here.
That's my ladder ticket.
El Howell was here. Davies Retro Corner says yellow. So Dan Loyal says, Apple guys, where can I buy the white box?
Okay, because when I find out my
Hey, Cooper, can you answer a question? I'm sorry. Somebody's asking, where can I buy the white box joysticks you have connected to your machines?
I made those, unfortunately.
You made those.
They're, if you wanted to do it, it's just a project box, and it's basically arcade parts from that point on. So basically, it was just an arcade joystick I got off. I think I got it from Amazon. They were like $12 a piece, and I bought a box of buttons, and I think it was like 5 colors, 2 of each. And I think, again, that was like $8 off Amazon. The project box was like $12. So basically, I made it. Oh, and there's and the wire is just the a standard Atari 9-pin wire. Again, Amazon, and then built it with a diagram from there. So, yep. So basically, handmade, but kind of cool because real joystick parts.
There you go. One of a kind.
Two of a kind.
Alright, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. First, thanks for being here. How long has this been going on? This has been going on for almost 2 hours. So, I don't know. Do we want to keep it going or not? It's really, I don't know. For me, I find it hard to hear, and I'm in the room, so I'm not sure what it's going to sound like on this microphone. I feel like it's going to be over-modulated across stuff. Alright, we're going to end the live stream. I'm ending the live stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. This will be available for replay later on, and hopefully there was something you could see or hear. I have no idea. Alright guys, thank you. Retro forever. May the Schwartz